Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick solo episode. This one's going to be on Andreessen Horowitz. By the way, we've surpassed 100 shows. Feel free to follow and leave a review. The podcast is available over on Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. If I'm missing a platform, feel free to reach out. That said, let's get into the show. Overview: Andreessen Horowitz, a16z, is a major American venture capital firm founded in 2009 and based in Menlo Park. Founders Marc Andreessen, Ben Horowitz. Marc Andreessen is also known as the co-author of the early web browser Mosaic and co-founder of Netscape. Super interesting. What they invest in: a16z invests in startups, seed to growth stage, AI and machine learning, crypto and Web3, fintech, biotech, consumer and enterprise software, gaming. Notable investments: some well-known companies they've backed include Facebook, Airbnb, Coinbase, GitHub, and Lyft. They are especially influential in Silicon Valley, and they've raised tens of billions of dollars across multiple funds. Very, very interesting. Why a16z is so influential. Andreessen Horowitz, a16z, or Andreessen Horowitz, a16z, is one of the most influential venture capital firms in the world, and not just because of money. Here's why: founder credibility and network power. The firm was started by Marc Andreessen, which we talked about, co-founder of Netscape. Ben Horowitz, co-founder of Opsware and author. They were successful operators before becoming investors. That gave them deep founder empathy, instant credibility in Silicon Valley, which for those of you who don't know, it's in San Francisco, access to elite tech networks. When they invested, other investors paid attention. Number two, early bets on category-defining companies. They backed major companies early, including Facebook, Airbnb, Coinbase, GitHub. Backing multiple generational companies built massive returns and reputation. The, quote, VC as a platform, end quote, model. A16z changed venture capital by acting more like an operating company than a traditional VC. They built large in-house teams for recruiting, marketing and PR, policy and regulation, business development, crypto research, media production. Founders get access to real services, not just capital. Number four, aggressive media and narrative strategy. Unlike traditional VCs that stay quiet, A16Z actively shapes tech narratives. Examples: promoting the idea that, quote, software is eating the world, end quote, Marc Andreessen's famous thesis. Heavy evangelism of crypto and Web3, podcasts, essays, and policy influence. They don't just fund trends, they help create them. Five, bold crypto and frontier tech moves. They were early and aggressive in crypto, launching massive, dedicated crypto funds and backing projects like Coinbase. Their willingness to take big, controversial bets increases their visibility and influence. Massive capital base. They manage tens of billions of dollars. That scale allows them to lead large funding rounds, support companies long-term, influence company strategy, compete globally. Seven, political and regulatory influence. A16Z invests heavily in policy and regulatory engagement, especially in crypto and AI. They actively lobby and help shape tech policy conversations in Washington. In short, A16Z is influential because they combine large capital, operator experience, narrative control, deep operational support, big technology bets. They don't just invest in startups, they influence how, the future of tech, they influence how the future of tech is built. Very good. We must talk about, maybe we'll get into some other firms another day. Maybe Benchmark, wait and see. I know there's Sequoia, but we'll go back to Andreessen Horowitz. This is on Gemini, gemini.google.com. This is, which already mentioned, the 2026 overview a bit. Andreessen, if this is wrong, feel free to also correct me. Andreessen Horowitz, commonly known as A16Z, is a powerhouse venture capital firm that has fundamentally reshaped how Silicon Valley operates. Founded in 2009 by Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, the firm is currently managing approximately 90 billion, presuming USD, in assets as of early 2026. Just for those quickly that maybe don't know, let's just talk about this. What is Silicon Valley? This term maybe gets thrown around quite a bit. Just on the AI overview on Google, Silicon Valley is a global center for high-tech innovation and venture capital, located in the southern San Francisco Bay Area of California. It is known as the home of major tech giants such as Apple, Google, and Meta, and is named for the concentration of silicon chip manufacturers and innovators. Key aspects of Silicon Valley: geographic location, primarily centered in Santa Clara County, including cities like Palo Alto, Menlo Park, Mountain View, Cupertino, and San Jose. Origin of the name: coined in the early 1970s, it refers to the region's concentration of companies specializing in silicon-based transmitters, microprocessors, and integrated circuits. Tech hub and culture: it hosts thousands of startups, tech companies, fostering a fast-paced, risk-taking, and innovative culture. Key institutions: Stanford University and other research institutions play a major role in its development. Economic impact: the area is a massive hub for venture capital and has the highest concentration of Fortune 500 tech companies influencing global technology trends. Essentially, quote, Silicon Valley, end quote, serves as a metonym for the American and often global technology industry, representing innovation, software development, and hardware engineering. Fascinating. For those of you who are new to this also. The Fortune 500 tech companies are the highest revenue generating US technology firms as ranked annually by Fortune magazine based on their previous fiscal year's performance. The sector includes industry leaders in software, hardware, semiconductors, and IT services. The key giants like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and Nvidia often lead the rankings. Key details regarding Fortune 500 tech: top tech performers: Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet (brackets Google), Amazon, and Meta platforms are frequently ranked at the top of the list, driven by cloud computing, AI, and digital services. Key sectors: the tech category in the Fortune 500 includes companies in computer hardware, software, electronics, semiconductors, and telecom equipment. Recent trends: the list often showcases the rise of AI, with companies like Nvidia making massive jumps in the rankings due to increased AI chip demand. Definition: these companies are defined by having the highest revenue among all US corporations rather than just market capitalization. Commonly listed tech companies: we already talked about market capitalization on the show. We mentioned venture capital as well. You can go back and listen to the podcast episode with Grace, which is super interesting, just another perspective on venture capital. That would be number 78, Navigating the Venture Capital Landscape with Grace Gong. I won't refer back to older episodes too much more. So commonly listed tech companies within the Fortune 500 based on the 2024-2025 data include Apple computers, office equipment, Amazon internet services, and many more, by the way. There's a lot more with regards to Apple. Amazon internet services and retailing, Alphabet, which brackets Google, Microsoft, Meta platforms, social media, Nvidia, semiconductors and AI, Dell Technologies, IBM, Intel, and Cisco Systems. Back to Andreessen Horowitz. We are 10 minutes in, coming up on 10 minutes, about 9 minutes. Andreessen Horowitz, commonly known as A16, we already mentioned this, is a powerhouse venture capital firm that has fundamentally reshaped how Silicon Valley operates. Founded in 2009 by Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, the firm is currently managing approximately 90 billion, I believe USD, United States dollar, in assets as of early 2026. What sets A16 apart isn't just the money they deploy, but their, quote, Hollywood talent agency, end quote, model, providing startups with massive internal teams dedicated to marketing, executive recruiting, and business development. 2026 strategic focus, quote, the big ideas, end quote. In 2026, the firm has pivoted toward several high conviction, quote, super cycles, end quote, that move beyond traditional software, American dynamism, a massive push into, quote, hard tech, end quote, that serves the national interest Think aerospace, defense, energy, and advanced manufacturing, e.g. Anduro Hadron. I think I got that correct. The AI native industrial base, moving from digital AI chatbots to physical AI, robotics, autonomous labs, and quote electric industrial end quote stacks, bio plus health, using AI driven drug discovery and quote biological engineering end quote to collapse the time it takes to bring treatments to market. Agent native infrastructure, preparing for a world where most internet traffic is generated by AI agents rather than humans, requiring a total rethink of cybersecurity and data stacks. Leadership and philosophy. The firm's culture is deeply influenced by Ben Horowitz's philosophy that, quote, culture is what you do, not what you say, end quote. Founder-centric, they famously prefer, quote, technical founders, end quote, who remain CEOs as their company scales. The $10 fine, a legendary internal rule where a16z partners are fined $10 or $10 per minute if they are late to a meeting with an entrepreneur, a signal of respect for the founder's time. Culture Leadership Fund, CLF, a unique fund that connects Black cultural leaders, athletes, musicians, executives with top-tier tech companies to expand access to equity and wealth in the tech sector. Major portfolio wins. A16Z has one of the most envied track records in VC history, with early bets on social and consumer, Facebook, brackets Meta, Instagram, Pinterest, Airbnb, and Roblox. I think that's correct. Forgive me if I sound a bit slow this morning. I'd like to get a bit more sleep last night. It's quite warm. Beautiful day today. For those who don't know, I'm based in Sydney, Australia. So can't complain about the heat. It's great. Yeah, correct. Roblox. Infrastructure and crypto, Coinbase, OpenSea, GitHub, and Okta. AI, OpenAI, Mistral AI, and various enterprise AI leaders. Key stat, in January 2026, the firm raised a staggering $15 billion, presuming USD, across 5 new funds, signaling their intent to remain the primary, quote, kingmaker, end quote, in the global tech ecosystem. I think that's Okta. I think it's, just one sec. Yeah, Okta. Let's move on to Perplexity. Andreessen Horowitz, often written as A16Z, is a major American venture capital firm based in Menlo Park, California, founded in 2009 by Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz. It invests across stages from seed to late growth in sectors including enterprise software, consumer tech, crypto, fintech, gaming, and bio/healthcare, and is widely regarded as one of Silicon Valley's most influential VC firms. I think we have a minute and a half left. Let's get to the one thing. The one big thing about Andreessen Horowitz. The one big thing about Andreessen Horowitz A16Z is this: they turned venture capital into a full-scale operating platform, not just a money business. That's their defining move. Why that's so big? Traditional VCs raise money, invest, take board seats, give advice. A16Z said that's not enough. They built an internal organization that looks more like a tech company than a VC firm, with full-time teams for recruiting talent, PR and media, policy and lobbying, crypto research, security, marketing, business development. So when a startup takes money from A16Z, they're getting something closer to an operating partner. The strategic shift they created before A16Z, most VCs were small partnerships. After A16Z, quote, platform VC, end quote, became the model. Big venture firms started hiring operational teams. Narrative building became a competitive weapon. Policy engagement became part of investing. They changed how venture capital works. The deeper idea, co-founder Mark Andreessen famously wrote that, quote, software is eating the world, end quote. A16Z, which we talked about that, is A16Z built a firm designed for that world. Invest big, shape the story, help build the company, influence regulation, double down on frontier tech, AI, crypto, biotech. In one sentence, A16Z's big thing is transforming VC from passive capital into an active narrative shaping company building machine. Lovely. I think that brings us on to 15 minutes. Thanks for listening, folks, and have a wonderful rest of your day.